The following Best of Central Florida program is sponsored in part by The Best Florida Homes, Christensen Financial, Crowne Atlantic, You Have Mortgage, and Sophia Radio and Television Productions.
Welcome to the Best of Central Florida. I am Justin Clark. I will never forget. The year was 2002. I was in law school in Boston, hanging out at the Beantown pub to be exact. A classmate comes over, introduces himself. He said he was from Orlando. I was shocked. I thought Orlando was theme parks, chain restaurants, maybe a water park or two. Who would have thought that now 20 years later, I would have lived here for 15 of them? Who would have thought I would raise my two little girls here? Who would have thought I would fall in love with Central Florida? It's a hidden gem, great restaurants, professional sports teams, booming art scene, the Wekiva River, the beaches, and yes, even the theme parks. From Ferndale to Frostproof, Rockledge to Reddick, this is the best of Central Florida. Today is going to be quite a learning experience for you, and it's going to be a great show as we visit the best real estate businesses in Central Florida. And it's a lot of different things too. We have mortgages, real estate, even buying and selling a business. Let me bring in the always beautiful, my dear friend, Michaela Nicholas. Hello, Michaela, how are you?
I'm good.
You learned a lot last week. You're going to learn a lot again today. How do you feel?
I mean, I'm always excited to learn, so.
You haven't, you know, there's a lot of people who have not bought a house. Like, you've not bought a house yet. You're young, and that's okay. It's normal. But there's a lot that goes into it. And the businesses that we visit today are really helping the citizens of Central Florida when it comes to buying a house, getting a mortgage on a house, or even buying and selling a business. A lot of people have transitioned out of being an employee to wanting to own their own business, and that's what we're going to do today. Here's what we're going to do. Quick break. When we return, the 3 top real estate businesses in all of Central Florida. Having debt can leave you feeling helpless. I'm attorney Justin Clark. Filing for bankruptcy may give you the power to lower or even eliminate the payments that have you living paycheck to paycheck. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your life.
The following Best of Central Florida Michaela's Choice is sponsored in part by The Best Florida Homes and Sophia Radio and Television Productions.
I just had so much fun last week learning about the Florida real estate market that, guess what? I thought we should do it again. So Michaela's choice for best real estate business is 2 of my amazing friends over at the Best Florida Homes, Dawood and Paula. So happy to have you both here.
So happy to be here. Thank you for having us, guys.
Of course. So tell me, obviously you're both living in Florida, living the dream. What makes Florida the best place to invest in?
Well, aside from the beautiful weather that we have here, and I enjoy every single day, it's also a no state income tax, and it's the #1 visited place in the world. So I'm very lucky to be here.
You and me both. Dawood?
Well, I mean, like Paula said, with 78 million people that came to visit in 2019, and anticipated 80 million people looking to come and visit by 2024, everybody wants to come to Central Florida. It's affordable compared to a lot of the other cities in Florida. It's a great place to buy a primary residence. A lot of people are considering looking at buying a second home or an investment property. And of course, being that we are the most visited tourist destination, a lot of people are coming from all over the world to consider even buying a vacation rental property minutes away from Disney.
So I'm obviously new to buying a home. How do you both kind of hold my hand throughout that process?
Well, the best thing about having a team is not having one person, but more than one person to actually cater and serve all of your needs. The best place to start off is to find out exactly what you're looking for, identify that need, and make sure that we're able to assist you from A to Z with our essentially one-stop shop that will help you along the way. So we have our mortgage brokers in place, property managers in place, and we can help you out with accounting, legal services, and everything else that our team has to offer. So that we want to make sure that the process is as smooth as it can be, removing all friction along the way so that you can have a memorable experience, whether you're buying your dream home, a second home, or even an investment property or vacation property, as we discussed before.
So you're talking about investment, talk strategies, because I feel like that's kind of a daunting process.
Well, it's not a daunting process because an area like Orlando, or specifically Central Florida, has a number of strategies for investors from all over the world to invest in. Many people have come to invest in the Orlando market because they're able to work from home and use this property as a second home. In many cases, Orlando is also an incredible place to take advantage of a buy and hold, where you can invest in a property and just rent it out throughout the whole year. Why? Because more than 60% of the people in Orlando actually rent, which makes it a great area when considering an investment property. And then, of course, if you're looking to buy and flip a home, there's a lot of areas in the Central Florida area, even outside of Orlando, where you can get a lot of great deals as compared to a lot of other markets. But of course, the number one investment opportunity that everybody's looking at is, because we're getting tourists that have been in lockdown, in many different parts of the world, they're now finally able to travel. And what they're looking for is a place to call home. A place beside the attractions, beside the theme parks, where they can use it whenever they want and rent it out for the remainder of the year.
Dawood, Paula, thank you so much for being on. If you're looking for a home, do yourself a favor and call my friends, and we will be right back after the short break.
If you've been threatened by the IRS, you're not helpless. I'm attorney Justin Clark. You have the power to fight wage garnishments and to fight levies on your account. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your life.
The Best of Central Florida is sponsored in part by Wine for Oysters Bar and Bites.
I am joined by my good friends at Wine for Oysters, Tatiana and Andre, and we are going to say shuck yeah.
Shuck yeah.
And talk about everything related to oysters. What makes y'all different than most oyster bars?
We serve oysters 15 different ways. You name it, we got it. From all over the world. You can try them the Asian style, you can try them New Orleans style, the classic Rockefeller, the oysters from Australia. We got it all, from raw, steamed, broiled, baked, all of them.
Absolutely phenomenal. And let's say there's someone watching who's like, I don't know about oysters. You guys have amazing other dishes on the menu.
Oh, absolutely. If you don't like oysters, we have the seafood that you can try, scallops and shrimp, stone crabs when they're in season, of course, and shrimp, peeling, it's whatever you want. And if you don't eat that, it's okay.
We can understand that.
Yeah, and we have the other tapas that's land related.
I absolutely love that. And one of the things you said earlier is stress-free, and I love that. It's a stress-free vibe, it's shuck yeah. I mean, not only are you going in for a fun date, maybe a happy hour, something of that nature, what really resonates with those who come to you and hang out?
Well, we are a neighborhood bar. It's a small place, but very welcoming. We do have a happy hour where everybody is welcome, doing oyster shooters at the bar and eating oysters by the dozen, drinking beer at the local, our Orlando, Central Florida beer on tap.
Yeah, and our bartenders is really welcoming. We like to talk with everybody, whether you are regular or coming for the first time. So we have things to discuss.
Awesome. Well, do yourself a favor and check out my friends at Wine for Oysters. And where can they find that information?
WineForOysters.com. You can find us online, Facebook, Instagram, we're everywhere.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys, and check them out.
The following Best of Central Florida People's Choice is sponsored in part by Christensen Financial and Sophila Radio and Television Productions.
You have spoken, the people have spoken, and People's Choice this week for Best Real Estate Business goes to our good friends over at Christensen Financial. Shaheen Wazir is here. Shaheen, how are you, buddy?
Hey, good to see you.
Mortgages, it's one of those things, a love-hate relationship people have with it because you got to go through the process, but what a great job you guys do over there. How are rates now? I know you can't talk too specifically about rates, but they've gone up a little bit. When you look at where rates are now versus history, we're still in a pretty good spot.
It's still historically low.
Yes.
They've gone up since December quite a bit, but still overall really good.
Right. You do a lot of work with buyers, I know. So when
Right.
someone's going to buy a house, it's still a competitive market, meaning there are multiple offers on many houses. What's the difference in a pre-approval versus a loan commitment when I go there to put an offer on a house?
So a big difference, and that's what we're trying to do right now to get as many buyers into the homes.
Yeah.
What we do is we do upfront underwriting commitment. So the underwriter has already reviewed everything for the buyers. They have cleared all the conditions. Only thing remaining is get a purchase contract, get an appraisal done, and title work, and that's it.
A lot of times maybe someone they have their checking account at one of these big box store banks, and they're like, well, I already have my checking account there. I'll just get a mortgage from there as well. What I have found is the big box store banks, I won't use their names, don't have as many programs as somewhere like Christensen Financial.
Yeah, absolutely. They have 2 or 3 programs, mostly like conventional loans. But we have a lot more. We're trying to get as many buyers as we can.
Right.
So we have a lot of portfolio loans, which are unique programs such as bank statement programs.
Right.
Those are really popular right now, especially for self-employed buyers. They can't prove income or have too many deductions. So instead of going by standard documents like tax returns, they go by the bank statement deposits. So we have a lot of self-employed buyers who can now qualify with programs such as these.
2006, pulse and a pen, they'd give you $1 million. 2010 took an act of Congress to get a mortgage. As we sit here today, I think that some people at home watching right now are scared to even apply for a mortgage because they can't qualify. Now, it's not as easy as 2006, but it's certainly not 2010.
Yeah, it's a big difference. It went tightened up really much, and then now it's going back down a little bit. And there's a lot more programs now, so it kind of qualifies a lot of different buyers in different financial situations.
And look, it's a proven fact now, to rent the same house as to buy it, you're going to pay more in rent than you are for your mortgage. Is that not right?
It is. Rent's been going up like crazy right now.
I love what you guys are doing over there. Shaheen Wazir, what a pleasure it was to have you. That went by so fast, man. Keep up the good work. I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you. Appreciate
Here's what we're
that.
going to do. Quick break. When we return, Justin's Choice is next. Is student loan debt holding you back? I'm attorney Justin Clark. You may have the power to lower or even eliminate the payments that have you living paycheck to paycheck. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your life.
The Best of Central Florida is sponsored in part by Touchstone Real Estate.
Michaela and I are so happy to be joined by the CEO of Touchstone Real Estate, Addie Owens. The list of accomplishments impressive. 2022 Florida State President of the Residential Real Estate Council. 2020 President, Realtor Association of Lake and Sumter, and on and on and on. Why anyone would want to hire anyone but you, I really don't know. Welcome, Addie. How are you?
Thank you.
Let's think about this. We hear that this is coming into the peak buying season, into March and into the summer. But now we're in this weird position where people have equity, but it's also hard to come around and buy another house, and you have to live somewhere. What are you telling your clients to do?
I've never had a client at a closing table not know where they're going to go next.
Is that right?
Yeah, a lot of it is fear factor. Where am I going to go next? I know that life demands us to change our housing at certain points in our life, right? Whether you're downsizing or upsizing, you're getting married, you're having a baby, all of those things necessitate a change in your dwelling factor, right?
Yeah. Are you finding more people that are upsizing or downsizing now, or is it a mix?
Well, it's a good market, so a lot of people are upsizing.
Upsizing, now is the time. How hard is it to buy a house right now? We talked about 25 offers, multiple offers on every house within an hour of listing. How hard is that now?
You're seeing that in certain price sectors, but not all of them. At the higher the price level, there's not as many offers, obviously. It's the lower price levels that tend to drive the more buyers in our space. So that's where it gets most competitive.
Gotcha.
But it's not the same. It's not the same story for every market.
Let's say someone's sitting on the sidelines right now. They're thinking, well, the rates went up a little bit. I heard the market's impossible. I'm going to sit on the sidelines and wait. Is now a good time to wait, or is now the time to purchase a home?
Yeah, that's really a bad move to sit and wait, because the interest rates are going up, and I can't stress this enough. If you pay $340,000 for a house today versus $300,000 for a house, 15 months from now at a higher interest rate, you're paying more for the same house.
Your payment is what really matters to you. Addie Owens, keep up the great work. Do yourself a favor. If you're looking to buy a house or certainly sell your home, Addie is fantastic. Good job, Addie. See you soon.
The following Best of Central Florida Justin's Choice is sponsored in part by Crowne Atlantic, You Have Mortgage, and Sophila Radio and Television Productions.
Finally, it's time for my favorite portion of the show. It's time for Justin's Choice, and Justin's Choice goes to a really special group today, some people that I know well. It is Crowne Atlantic Business Brokers. I have Jackie and Lee. I've known you guys over a decade. We were just talking about it. Really quickly, I know your dad well. I loved your dad. I know you guys, we lost him way too soon, and he's never too far from my thoughts, and I hope you know that. So this is a little bit different for us, business brokers, and a lot of people don't really understand what you do as business brokers, but I have found over the last couple of years since the pandemic, people have gone home, worked from home. They can't stand the thought of going back to see that boss. What are you seeing in the business brokerage world right now? Are we, the real estate market's way up, we know that.
Yeah.
How is it going with buying and selling businesses now?
Well, when things first shut down in 2020, we saw a lot of people who, I think they had thought about buying a business or another business, but ultimately they had things that were distracting them, events, soccer games, things like that.
Yeah.
When everything shut down, they had time to focus, plenty of time to focus. And so they had plenty of time to shop around and see what businesses were out there. So we saw a lot of activity, and we still see a lot of activity last year and this year. It's still continuing.
What makes people want to sell their business?
There's so many reasons that people want to sell their business, and a lot of it's retirement. A lot of it is we made it through 2 years of this pandemic and we're done with this, or we're doing this. But what we're seeing now is the amount of buyers that are coming to Florida.
Really?
It is huge influx. So there's a deal that I put on the market on Monday, doing about 10 million in sales. And in basically 2 hours, I had 11 NDAs come in to be signed. It was just, the amount of traffic is huge, and nobody was from in-state.
I know a lot of people probably want to try to sell their business on their own or something like that. There's a lot that goes into buying and selling a business. Why do I need a business broker such as you guys?
The businesses that are ready to be sold aren't usually prepared properly. And so if a seller does not know how they should be priced, what buyers look for, all of the different elements that need to be in that package for the right buyer, it just doesn't go well, and you need that buffer, and it makes a huge difference.
And you guys have done not one but two businesses for me, so I have some personal experience working with you and your amazing team. It's truly a family-run business, but I mean, you guys respond 2 seconds, and it's unbelievable what a great job you're doing over there. And look, I gotta tell you, if you own a business right now, I don't know that there's been a better time to look at selling your business, and it's not like I have to fully commit. I can talk to you guys about, hey, what does this business look like on paper? Do you think that I can sell this thing, and how much?
Jackie actually holds the record. It was 12 years between the time she first spoke to a person looking to sell and them actually selling.
Yeah, and I paid a referral.
Was it 12 years? I think it was 12 years.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Lee, Jackie, thanks for being always so great to me and my family. Crowne Atlantic Business Brokers is the only place to go if you're looking to buy or sell a business. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
I'll talk to you very soon. Special treat up next. The special treat is because I've also worked with this fine gentleman, so Justin's Choice this week also goes to Dallas Lehman. You have Mortgage. Dallas, welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
I'm great. Great to be here, Justin.
Talk about mortgages a little bit, because people say the rates are creeping up, whatever. Is now a good time to buy still, and is now a good time to refinance still?
Right now is a great time to do both. Yeah, honestly, the rates right now are probably, if I had to say a range, we're in a range right now of 3.99 to maybe 4 3/8. So that is still historically low. You want to take, the opportunity to do that now, because with that economy, the way things are going right now, they may start to creep up. The Fed has said, we can expect maybe 4, 5 rate increases this year. Well, yesterday, if you were listening, They said there may be as many as 7 rate increases this year. What does that mean? Could be 1/8 of a point, could be 0.125, could be 1/2 a point. We just don't know. But what that tells us is, to best answer your question, now is the time to take advantage of those rates.
Now, sometimes I hear that if you're not happy with the rate or you're more concerned about your payment, you can buy down your rate. What does that mean?
Excellent. That's a great topic to talk about right now, because no matter where the rates are, with 1 discount point, and all that discount means is 1% of your loan amount added to your closing cost can buy down that rate. So let me give you an example. Let's say that the daily rate for that day is 4%. If you want to pay 1 discount point in your closing costs when you're refinancing, you can probably get that 4% down to maybe 3.875, 3.5, and you don't have to spend a full discount point. There is a 1/2 a discount point, which would be 0.50, 0.5% of the loan.
Right. You talk about locking a rate in, and I think a lot of people don't understand what that means. What do you mean when you say, I've got you locked in?
There comes that time when you have to make the decision. What rate do you want? What rate have we agreed upon? Where have we floated that rate? Where is the market today? So when we do that, we say, okay, today's the date we're going to make a lock on your rate for good, a final rate. And usually what that means is there's a 30-day lock, a 45-day lock, a 60-day lock, or even a 90-day lock. So once we make that commitment to that rate, that period of time you're locked in for.
I hear about mortgage lenders, mortgage brokers, banks. What is the difference? What separates you as a mortgage broker? What flexibility does that give you?
I've got to tell you, we could be here for an hour. Yeah. We can talk about a bank, we can talk about a mortgage brokerage business, mortgage broker, lend anything. Mm-hmm. But let's say this, what I enjoy about being a mortgage broker and owning that mortgage brokerage company is, banks come to me. There are representatives in banks that won't do non-conforming loans. They'll do the conforming loans all day long, but when they need to do something for a customer that doesn't fit that, exactly, they said, let's call Dallas.
Flexibility. I think that's the best way to describe Dallas Lane. If you have a mortgage, Dallas, as always, pleasure. I don't know what.
Great to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, brother, as always. Michaela,
Justin.
2 weeks in a row. You're not a novice anymore. What have you learned?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah, but I'm gonna leave it to the pros, obviously.
Are you ready to go buy a house?
Maybe soonish.
I think that it's about time. Well, great job as always. Special thanks to you as always. Thank you for joining us this weekend. Our WKMG crew, pretty amazing, don't you think?
Always.
Do me a favor, hit record series now. And Michaela and I will see you next week for more Best of Central Florida.
Do yourself a favor, if you're looking for a home, do your, oh my God. Okay.
The preceding Best of Central Florida program was sponsored in part by The Best Florida Homes, Christensen Financial, Crowne Atlantic, You Have Mortgage, and Sophila Radio and Television Productions.